This disclaimer was copied without permission.
Cheers, Quaffers, Gutters, Wiggers, Sippers, and all other good people out there. Just a quick and short one. It turns out I've been wrong again. And I don't like being wrong. So I'm going to correct myself. Like I did the last time. Also, I'm having a Mosaic IPA from Albani, Royal Unibrew. I already reviewed that. In Torben Søndergaard's New Year's video, he showed 3 images on his phone, because he's too inept to edit them into his video probably, of a woman who is wearing a large neck brace, then wearing one that is substantially less significant and more comfy, and then wearing none at all. Then he says about this woman that she was set free and healed at an open house arrangement at Torben's cult compound, the so-called Ark. A few days later, she is allegedly out in the sun without the brace for the first time in 3 years. I then went on to suggest, rather blatantly, it was something Torben had found on the internet, thus implying that the whole thing hadn't happened and was made up. Torben has, however, published a new video, which actually features the woman in the images. So I was obviously wrong about him making the whole thing up and downloading the images randomly from the internet. But let's just hear what the woman has to say to support Torben's claim about her being healed. So we're back in the studio once again, looking at the video that Torben uploaded about the woman. And there will of course be a link in the description to the whole video. It starts with a couple of slides. He doesn't have many of those in his video, I guess because he's not able to put them in properly. So it's going from this to this. If I just move myself away there, so that's her being out for the first time in 3 years, she claims.
Day.
And she came with this, or often she walked with this.
I drive with this on because my neck is not allowed to be jarred, so I put this on, get me places, and it's to protect my neck, which had a deformity.
Okay, so her neck has a deformity, therefore her neck must not be jarred. So she wears the big brace while she's driving, and then she wears the smaller brace as well. So this is what we know about her condition.
My surgeon said, we've done all we can do for you, that's it.
And her surgeon says that he or she can't do any more for her. So basically the surgeon has done what he or she can do, and she's not exactly healed for this deformity yet, so she still has to wear the braces.
And then today, I asked for prayer for healing, and I was delivered.
Okay, so she's telling about what she experienced today. She was prayed for and allegedly she was healed.
You can be a Christian and have some oppression on you. It's not like I felt like I had, I didn't love Jesus enough or whatever. It's just that I had something on me that I had no control over. I felt like I didn't. And so I was prayed for, and I felt it come out of me. I feel great in my neck. I'm looking around, I'm doing things, and one of the problems when I got here was we were in a room with a lot of people, way busier than what's behind us now, and I couldn't focus. It was just confusion. And after my deliverance and baptism, I came and I teased you because I said, I can pay attention to everything you're saying. You're boring, but yeah, I couldn't stay up there more than 5 minutes. I came downstairs and stayed outside for a while because the noise was, my mind was polluted as far as I could tell. And so now that I've been delivered and I got baptized and I was able to sit and enjoy what Torben can say, I could probably remember it until my husband when I get home.
Okay, so let's just break this down. She has a neck deformity, which gives her issues with the neck. Right now, she can look around. She's not saying that she can look around in a way that she never could before, or anything like that. I mean, it's fine that she feels great in her neck right now. However, who says that her issues aren't coming back ever? What she has now, for all that we know, is a temporary improvement in her condition. But that doesn't necessarily mean that she was actually healed. Also, an interesting thing, as I can see, is that she goes on to talk about how she can now be in a noisy room with lots of other people, and she couldn't that before. And she goes on to say how her mind was allegedly polluted before. It's interesting how she goes from talking about her neck, which is the actual subject of the video, on to talk about her inability to concentrate when there is a lot of noise and people around. Something, as far as I can see, completely different and unrelated to the actual issue. And that bit about her mind being polluted, as far as I can see, she's kind of making things up as she goes along while she's standing here next to Torben. She's standing there right next to the cult leader, and that in itself is a kind of pressure for her to come up with something that confirms the narrative of the last Reformation. And I think the most interesting thing is how vague it all comes across. She seems very careful not to say anything negative. And I find it kind of conspicuous how careful she is not to say anything negative. Everything she says is positive as such. But then again, she's not being at all too generous about how much better she feels. It's kind of vague. It's off topic. It was supposed to be about her neck. Now it's about her ability to concentrate. And well, she does mention her neck feeling fine, but again, that doesn't mean that her condition has been completely healed. I bet even before she went to this meeting, sometimes it would feel better, sometimes it would feel worse. So it feels better now, good for her. But for all we know, she's not so reassured about her healing that she's saying anything about discarding her neck braces completely. And she's not whirling her head around in a way that she claims she could never do before. So I find what she says only vaguely positive and not miraculous at all. I mean, someone feeling better after meeting a lot of new people is hardly miraculous in any sense. And also, this is the most important thing, no tangible evidence has been provided for the purported healing. We've seen one X-ray on a still at the very beginning of the video, one that is difficult to discern even says something, at least for a non-medical professional like me. What I want to see is another X-ray that shows us that the deformity is now gone, that it has been actually healed. It is rather conspicuous that Torben is not producing any proper documentation for it. And where's the X-ray to show us that the deformity has disappeared, that it is not there anymore? Why would he hide it? Oh yeah, of course. An X-ray like that does not exist, because the deformity is still there. Well, I want to apologize to the audience for being blatantly presumptuous about those images being randomly downloaded from the internet. But I'll only apologize to Torben the second he either provides proper evidence for this woman being healed, being actually healed for her deformity, or he apologizes for lying about it. And morbidly obese chance he'll ever do either of those. Well, that'll be all for this time. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check my social media in the description, along with other relevant links, such as a direct link to the full video of Torben and that quite charming woman, actually. I feel sorry for her that she's in his clutches now. I hope she gets out of it before he persuades her to give up all her property and move in with him. Really. Charming woman, run. Put on your braces when you hit the gas, will you? You don't want to hurt your neck while you're trying to get away. So always remember to drink responsibly, and if you're driving, don't drink at all. Neither with the neck brace on. Until next time, Cheers. But where's the X-ray to show us that the deformity has disappeared? Why hide it? Oh, it doesn't exist, does it? Because the deformity that is still there, isn't it? Yeah,